Is a list of the most important things I've learned in 19 years of existing on this planet. I'm Shreya and welcome to my channel. This is Welcome to 19 Lessons from 19 Years of Living. First one being you'll only ever be treated the way you treat yourself. So if you feel like the people in your life, or you always feel like you've been treated really badly and everyone's always been mean to you or disrespectful to you or never really understood you, that's probably just because you've never treated yourself. You need to give it to yourself first. You need to be kind enough to yourself first. You need to be understanding to yourself first. You need to know yourself enough if you want other people to know you and understand you. So yeah, you will only ever be treated the way you treat yourself, and that is very important. Second lesson, you can't really complain about your life if you do nothing to change it yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one who can make any of the changes. No one else can change anything for you. And if you're complaining about the state of your life, that means you need to be doing something about it to change it. You can't just complain about and expect it to change, because it's not. You're the only one who can do anything about it. And if you're not going to do anything about it, nothing's going to change. And you're just going to have to live with what your life is like right now. If you don't feel like doing anything different, then your life isn't going to change. And yeah, you won't really get different results if you keep doing the same thing. So, yeah. And yeah, honestly, you can't want a life that's different from everyone else's. If you want to have a life that's different and more, I guess if you want expensive things and if you want different experiences, you're going to have to be willing to do different things. You can't want to do the same things that everybody's doing, but, want to live a life in the future different from them. You have to be willing to do different things and harder things, maybe, and more challenging things, things that need you to push yourself. Number three, things need to fall apart in order for new things to build. So if it feels like your life is falling apart and every single aspect of your life is crumbling, that's probably because something new is coming. Because, like I said, for something new to build, everything needs to fall apart in the first place, right? Because the old stuff need to get out the window before the new things can come in its place. Number four, nothing lasts forever. I don't mean this in a pessimistic, despondent kind of way, but I think it's important to take comfort in the fact that nothing lasts forever. Like, if you're feeling happy right now, it's important to cherish this and know that this won't last forever. This feeling of excitement and gratitude that you're feeling right now, it won't last forever, and it's important for you to value this. The second hand, if you feel really, really depressed and you feel super stuck in your life and you feel like this is never going to end, that's not true. This is going to end as well, because nothing lasts forever. It's always going to change. You're always going to get better, or it's all just ups and downs. Nothing is ever going to last forever. And a relationship with someone, even like a friendship or anything, yeah, you might be friends with that person for a very, very long time, but your relationship will never just stay the same. It will never stay the same as it is right now forever. It will maybe stay that way for a long time, but it won't be forever, because your relationship with this person will change and they will change, and so will you. So, point is, literally nothing lasts forever, and it's important to take comfort in that. So, if you feel like everything sucks right now, just know it's never going to stay that way forever. It's going to change. It's going to get better eventually. Number five, you are the only constant in your life. That means your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you will ever have. Because at the end of the day, when you go to bed, you're the only person that you have. You're the one who's going to be with you for the rest of your life. And you need to be putting most, if not all, of your efforts into developing a good relationship with yourself, because you're the only one who's going to be there for you, you know? And yeah, you can have friends and you can have who can obviously give you support and they'll always be there for you. That's really sweet. But your you're the one, like I said, you're the only one who can make changes to your life. You're the only one who, at the end of the day, is going to be there. So you are the only constant in your life. You're always going to be there in your life because you're living it. And you need to value yourself more and treat yourself like the protagonist in your story, because no one else is. You're the protagonist. You're the one controlling the storyline. You're the one controlling your actions. Number six, you are not responsible for anybody's perception of you. Because the thing is, everyone perceives the world through a lens of their own that is made of experiences that they've had, right? And the way someone perceives you almost always has nothing to do with anything about yourself. It's the way they see you because of, their own experiences. And if you feel like there's someone people in your life don't understand you, or they don't understand where you're coming from, and you're always seen as the villain, don't worry about it. You can't control that. And you just all you can do is keep doing, your best, keep doing what you do, and just move on. It's not your responsibility to convince them that you're a good person or you've always been trying really hard. You should keep doing what you have been doing. You can keep trying really. That's just that. How they see you is not your responsibility. You have no control over it, and you can't change it. There is quite literally nothing you can do to change it. So just keep moving, keep doing your thing, keep doing what you have been doing, and yeah, that's all. And number six, be very intentional with how you spend your energy. So if just at the end of the day, if you feel extremely tired and if you feel like you have no energy to do the important things, the things that really matter, like your work or university or just goals, and if you don't feel like you have energy to do the important things in your life, you need to step back and see where you're spending this energy. If you're spending your time on your phone scrolling and just wasting your energy and giving your energy away to this an inanimate object, then where all of that, why you're so tired at the end of the day. You know why you're so tired at the end of the day, and you know why you don't have time or the energy or the mental capacity to do anything that matters to you, really, right? It's because your energy at the end of the day is limited, and it's important, and it's yours, and it's yours to keep, and it's yours to save, and you need to be in control of where you spend it, because what you focus on is what grows. What you spend your energy on grows. So if you spend your time agonizing over everything in your life that's terrible and you're just really sad all the time, the sadness is what's going to grow, because energy go energy flows where your mind goes, right? So what you focus on is what grows, and you need to be very, very intentional with the way you spend your time, who you spend your time with, what you spend doing during your time, because that's what, at the end of the day, it's life is just a series of decisions that you make, and you need to step back and see, are these the decisions I want to be making on the daily? Is this what I want my life to be? You know? So you have to be intentional with your energy. It is limited, it is yours. You must protect it. You can't be letting everyone just take your own energy, right? Number six, those who want to understand you will, and those who are dedicated to misunderstanding you also will do that. So you really, there's only so much you can say to explain yourself. If you do feel the need to, you really shouldn't be, but at the end of the day, you cannot change anyone's mind. You cannot control anyone's thoughts. They're going to feel how they feel about anything about you, no matter what you say. So on it depends completely on them and has nothing to do with you, right? And if you feel like the people in your life, they just don't understand you, that's okay. You can say your piece and move on. If they want to understand you, they will, because there are some people out there who are committed to just not understanding you, and that's okay. You can't do anything about that. All you can do is just move on, right? If someone wants to understand you, if they want to see where you're coming from. If they want to agree with you, they will. They will find a way to agree with you. They will find a way to side with you because that's what they want to do, right? Number nine, one is better than zero. What I mean by this is doing even 1 minute of, you know, like studying a day is better than doing nothing at all. Doing even one push up a day is better than, not having done any exercise at all. And yeah, spending even like a little bit of time focusing on something that's important to you is better than doing nothing at all. I feel like a lot of the times in progress isn't encouraged, and in chasing perfection we end up doing nothing at all. This goes out especially to all of the perfectionists out there who feel like they have to spend hours doing something for it to matter. That's not true. Progress over perfection, right? Because even if you focus on something for 20 minutes a day, that's 1,000 times better than just saying, oh no, I don't have 2 hours to focus on this because that's what I wanted to do. I'll just do it later. But the later doesn't really happen, and then you fast forward to never doing it. So, doing even 20 minutes, even 5 minutes of anything is so much better than not doing it at all because you feel tired or you don't have the time. That's all you need. Like 1 minute a day of even doing anything will change your life. And doing 5 minutes of anything a day will change your life. You just have to keep doing it consistently. As long as you do it consistently, you'll be fine. Whatever you do, just if you do it consistently, you will be fine. Now, number 10, always treat other people the way you want to be treated. So before you say something or do something, always think, how would I feel if someone did this to me? If you feel like what you're about to do would hurt your feelings, then don't do it. Number 11, intentional gratitude will get you out of a slump, and manifestation very much is real. So by intentional gratitude, I mean not necessarily writing down in a journal like these are the things I'm grateful for today, but if you can literally sit down for a second and think about, oh, these are the few things I'm grateful for today, that will genuinely change your life. And that is a scientific fact because practicing gratitude does in fact change your brain for the better. It changes your brain for the better. And like I said, energy flows where your focus goes. So if you, even in the midst of your entire life, if it feels like falling apart, if you focus on the smallest things, if you focus on the fact that I got to have a coffee today that tasted really nice, or the weather was good today, even that makes such a big difference. And focusing on that will help grow those positive aspects of your life. And intentional gratitude is genuinely life changing. Now, people can't ruin what they don't know. So privacy is power. At the end of the day, your like I said, your life is all you have. Your secrets are all you have, and you shouldn't. There is no reason for you to be telling people every single detail of your life because you never know what people are thinking. You never know what their intentions are. It's just unnecessary, right? And in a way, sharing some very specific details about your life is kind of giving your power away and kind of giving your energy away. And you need to be very careful about the people you share certain things with because that can make or break a lot of your life experiences. It can make or break how well things are going. It's just easier and it's safer and better for you if you could keep things to yourself and not share them. Especially maybe you could just say, oh, I have a new job now, this is what it is, or I'm publishing a new book, it's coming out next year, enjoy, instead of saying I've been working on this book for 3 years and I'm struggling, or it's just unnecessary. You could shock them, just show up with the results. You'd have no reason to be telling them about the process. And this is a scientific fact. They did do the research that those who share their goals are in fact less likely to achieve them. So really, if you want to give yourself an actual shot at achieving a goal, don't tell anyone. You're more likely to achieve it. So, no one but you will ever walk a mile in your shoes. So, reconsider the value of other people's advice and opinions on your own life. Again, it is, at the end of the day, it is your life and you're the one living it. And no matter how well someone knows you, their advice and their perspective will never, it will never overweigh the value or the perspective that you have on your life, because they're not you and they haven't lived your life and they never will live your life, and you're the one who's going to have to live with the consequences of your decisions. So please reconsider the value of other people's advice before making major life decisions. If you're someone who always feels like you have to discuss with somebody before you make a decision, or you have to discuss every single thing with a friend before you decide, then really think back what makes you feel like you aren't good enough to decide those things for yourself, because you are good enough to decide those things for yourself. In fact, you're the only one who's actually qualified to be deciding anything for your own life. You're genuinely the only one on the planet who is qualified enough to be deciding for yourself. So you have to learn to trust yourself to be able to make those decisions for your own life. You make life easier for yourself when you choose not to process or respond to subtext. So if someone says something to you and you're kind of wondering, "Oh, that doesn't sound very nice. What does that mean?" So don't do that. You don't deserve that. If someone wants you to know how they feel and if they're capable of it, then they will tell you. Anything that no one tells you directly is not something you need to know or process. It's just they you deserve better than that, and if they want to tell you, they will tell you. It isn't your responsibility to be processing these things that people say to you indirectly, because if they want to say it to you, they can say it directly, and if they don't, then that means it doesn't exist. Only respond to what you can hear loud and clear. That will protect your energy, your limited energy. You should protect it by doing that. Number 16, people can only love you the way they love themselves. So yeah, people can only love you the way they love them. Let me say that again. People can only love you the way that they love themselves. So remember that the way everyone treats you, it has nothing to do with you as a person, and it has everything to do with themselves and how they treat themselves. It has nothing to do with you. You're not terrible or a bad person. If people aren't being nice to you, it's because it has everything to do with them and their life. It's not personal at all. If you can think it, you can achieve it. If something, a dream or a goal came to your mind, it only came to your mind because you are capable of achieving it. So don't ever think that any goal or dream is too big or impossible or too, delusional. If you can't think it, that means you can achieve it. If it was put in your mind for a reason. It was put in your mind because you can achieve it and because it is doable and because it's real. So never hold back. You living your life or someone else's. So this is important. The more you choose not to do certain things or not to do certain activities because you're worried about what other people think, just remember that you're giving part of your life, the one life that you have, to other people. So now whose life is it? Is it your life or is it their life? Because you're living by their rules. You're living based off what they would think. Whose fault is that? Whose life is that? Is it yours or is it theirs now? Because you keep doing everything that worried about what they would think. So is it even yours anymore? It's not. Lesson 18. Your feelings are not facts. Like everything else in your life, they are not permanent either. So it will change. It will go away. It won't persist for too long. It won't persist forever. Lesson 19. Choose not to do certain things because of what because you're worried. Okay. Lesson 19. The more you choose not to do certain things because you're worried about what other people will think, the more you're living their life and less of yours. So think about it. If you're deciding not to do certain things because you're worried about what other people will think, then is that is that your life or is it theirs? Because it's sounding more like it's their life now because you decided not to do something that you wanted to do, that you've been wanting to do for a long time, just because you're worried about what other people will think. Who is that fair to? That's not fair to you because you also only have one life. You have one life to live. And if you're going to live it based off the rules of other people and what they think, then that's just unfair and it's frankly very silly. So, yeah, it's your life and you should live it depending on the way you want to do it because it's yours. And everyone gets one life and yeah, it's yours to keep. So those are some of those are some of the things that I learned in 19 years, 19 lessons for listening, and I will see you later.